So after yesterday was a 5-way tie at the top, today we start with it being just a 2-way tie. But provided one side beats the other in this first game of the episode, it will not be a tie at all. It's first versus second to start with today. There are still 4 unbeaten sides in the division, but that could be one less if we beat City or City beat me in this upcoming game. They, as you can see there, have conceded just 5 goals in 10 games. We're conceding on average 1 goal every game. They're conceding 1 goal every 2. So it could be either a 0-0 draw or quite a high-scoring one because we both have great goal-scoring records so far this season as well. I am going to give Christian Pulisic the start for this game against City after his fantastic winner against Chelsea in the last episode. If you missed it, then check it out. Certainly worth your viewing. The scenario in which it came about as well was pretty intense. So hopefully we can continue on what's been a phenomenal start to the season today with a win against City. I'll then sim Villarreal and play Brighton and Arsenal, and then we'll see what the situation is like in the Champions League group. We might be able to sim CSKA and consider simulating West Brom, although I'll probably end it after the CSKA game if we go that far today. Obviously, December is always a busy month that we end up splitting into 2 anyway, so we'll bear that in mind. But for now, we're going to start with Manchester City at home. It's first versus second, or I guess because we're the home side, second versus first. Hopefully, we can perform well and get ourselves the victory. Some of you asked that whilst you agreed that it was the right call to lower the AI's line height, you asked that it perhaps could be bumped a little bit. So I shall change it to 38 and we'll see if that's kind of a happy medium between the two. Right, drop the video a like if you're enjoying this series, of course. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more. We are on course to try and win 3 at least trophies this season. The board wants 3 at least trophies this season. Time to go and play Manchester City at home and see if Christian Pulisic can throw down the challenge to Heung-min Son as to potentially earning that first team spot. But Alex Iwobi is not coming out that camera just yet with 9 goals in 10 Premier League games this season. Manchester City, your league leaders, Edison in goal, Nelson Semedo, Joe Gomez, Aymeric Laporte and Joao Cancelo, Goretzka, Rodri and De Bruyne, with Bernardo Silva, Gabby Jesus and Raheem Sterling, the front 3. Aguero on the bench, Aouar on the bench. The defensive solidity of Stefan De Vrij as well, should they need it. But Joe Gomez is really, really good on FIFA 21. So I expect a particularly tough battle against their backline. We need at least a point to stay top. A point would keep us, or guarantee that we stay top because of the gap to third place. We'd stay level on points with City, obviously. But a win would send us top outright by at least 2 points. At least 2 points, if not more, if Liverpool don't win their game on this particular match day as well. But Sarr needs to watch his positional sense if we're to cause some problems in behind Joao Cancelo at left back. Fabian. Sarr, right position this time. Calvert-Lewin will keep that run going. I have to turn away. There was some talk in the last episode about why Calvert-Lewin's passing occasionally is as bad as it is. Oh, Pulisic. He might well be earning this start, you know. Christian Pulisic in to make it Everton 1, Manchester City 0. Right place, right time for Captain America. Heung-min Son has been really, really good for us, but Pulisic earned the start with his impact off the bench, and he's trying his best to keep it. I think it was Iwobi that got the assist as well, so he's trying to keep hold of that starting spot at Cam and keep Son out of the side in 2 separate positions. As we're saying, you guys reckon that some of the issues we've had with Calvert-Lewin and his interlinking play is because of his low long passing stat. The only way I can improve his long passing stat is by leaving his development plan as it is. His short passing is 88. His long passing was like 52. So that is going to be half the reason why we've struggled occasionally with his link-up play. But I don't have any other alternative than to leave things as they are to try and improve that. Well, we were offside early doors and then scored. They've done part 1 of that. Hopefully, they won't be doing part 2. Zakaria into Sergei Milinkovic-Savic. You can see how City are pressing. And it It's worked there, but if they keep doing that across the pitch, then they will get caught out. They will absolutely be found out. This is purely down to the way that Pep Guardiola has set them up and their tactics, and it's not the way to work against the user. It will not work for City. If they continue that throughout the entirety of the game, we will quite simply pick them off. If I'd found a better pass there, we would have made it too. And if they play like that for the rest of the game, we'll win this game handsomely. Raheem Sterling is in behind though. We are still going to have to be defensively switched on. Not the best of balls to try and find the man in the middle though. And they will have to be better offensively, City, and better defensively too. Gianluigi! There's... Gabby Jesus is nowhere near the defender there. What the fuck is that? Zakaria is over there. Gabby Jesus is here. I've thrown it to Zakaria, and he's put it there. So Jesus takes one step to the right, and he intercepts, and Zakaria had to sprint to try and... How can you be that bad? How on earth has that happened? You can see that, look, there's so much room there to throw that to Zakaria, who's over there. But look where Gianluigi Donnarumma throws this. That's not... Zakaria's having to run... What the shit? It's like it's trying to throw it to Fabian. When I've aimed... Ha 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 ha! Ha ha! Right then. Fine. Everton 1, City 1. You will never score a luckier goal, Manchester City. I'm going to go and pick you the fuck off now and batter you. Jesus. Space for Sterling. Who's picking who off and battering who? The finish from Raheem Sterling is out of this world. And they've completely turned it around. Davies has to track the run of De Bruyne. Sterling's all on his own. What? How is that for a first time left-footed, weak-foot volley from Raheem the Dream? Donnarumma, well, he's might well be at fault for the first, but there's nothing he could do for the second. 2 goals in 3 minutes for Manchester City. This game has completely changed its outlook now, hasn't it? I said I wanted to batter City. I still do. And I'm still going to try my best to pick them off time and time again with the way that they've been defending. But I wanted to do it more to just prove a point. Now I need to do it to ensure that we actually get a result. Keep that in, Christian. 2-1 with 9 minutes to go in this half. Nice turn by Milinkovic-Savic. Looking for Saar, who's in a good position. And misses the target. Ismaila. Unacceptable. Jesus. Lifted into the middle. It will be chasing shadows at the minute. Goretzka to Nelson Semedo. To Bernardo Silva. To Nelson Semedo again. We do have that Villarreal game coming soon, but we want to ensure that we win this one first. And actually, Semedo has kept that in for me quite nicely. Right, pick up the ball and sprint, Christian. And just keep sprinting when you've got that much space to get into. Jesus is trying to stick with me here. And to be fair, he's done very well. You've got to admire the effort from the centre-forward. Iwobi, though. Calvert-Lewin. Oh, no, it's Ismaila Sarr. Oh, he's offside again. I tried to play it too, Calvert-Lewin. Ismaila Sarr. If anyone's going to be losing their starting spot, it's going to be him at the minute. He is definitely underperforming. I'll move Christian Pulisic to the right and bring Son off the bench. Oh, come on, Ismaila. You're 87 rated. You should be better than this. Mistake from the goalkeeper at this end again. And Iwobi into Son. How is this for an instant impact? There you go. Heung-min Son's back in action. Maybe it's Ismaila Sarr that's going to get dropped. And Son will start on the left and Pulisic on the right. It's great to have options. It really is. Mistake from the goalkeeper at this end in the first half. A mistake from the goalkeeper at this end in the second. And a legitimate goal apiece. It's 2-2. 12 minutes to go. It's still 2-2. We will stay joint top if it stays as is. But we will not pull clear of City and go top outright. Space for Jonathan David, though, on this right-hand side now. Let's see that sprint speed, Jonathan. Great run. How's the delivery? Not bad. Son on the volley. Oh. Nelson Semedo in the way. Win that header. He has. And Iwobi will get to that first. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. Davis going to go through that gap. Drill it back into the middle. Oh, and Sergej can't quite get there. Well, let me change to Alphonso Davies. Jesus Christ, come on, game. Work with me here. I think actually I didn't do that fairly. But, oh, he's been drawn out of position here. Nelson Semedo, and now Son's in behind. Come on. We got late winner against Chelsea. We could get a late winner against City too. But Ederson punches that away when Calvert-Lewin was just waiting to nod that home. It looks like it's going to be a draw in first versus second. Or is it? Oh, ref! Oh, it is to be a draw in first versus second. A gifted goal from me to them. A gifted goal from them to me. And a point apiece. Still furious at Gianluigi Donnarumma for doing what he did. Absolutely livid, to be fair. We'll take the point. Hopefully Liverpool didn't win. If they did, then it will... I was hoping it would go from a two-way fight at the top to a one-way fight at the top. But it might well have now been a three-way fight at the top. If Liverpool won their game on match day 11, they will have drawn level with us on 29 points at the top of the Premier League. No, that's not happened. Liverpool drew as well. Oh, I meant 27, not 29 points, evidently. But still, Liverpool have drawn too. Who did they draw against? They beat Wolves 3-0 there. That was our Chelsea game. Be the end of the month, won't it? They drew with Chelsea. They drew with Chelsea. Big game. Still 4 teams unbeaten as Arsenal drew with Crystal Palace, but Spurs move above them. Right then, up next for us, this simulated game against Villarreal. We are looking very dominant in the group stage, and a win here would almost certainly see us through to the next round, meaning we could then simulate the game against CSKA at the end of the month. I will try and do at least one of those. I could do the bottom one. Sign 4 players with goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, forward. That we can do just to appease the board. Why my manager rating is so low when we're having such a great season. It's so frustrating, but we'll send the youth staff out again. I might as well send this guy out just to ensure that they're as good as they possibly can be. Why not? Let's go to Wales and let's look for attackers from Wales. Let's see if we can't get a Gareth Bale or a Ryan Giggs style regen, perhaps. We'll send you, Jensen, to France, perhaps, and look for a defence-minded player there. And then Isaac will keep you local, and you can go to England and look for technically gifted players. Right then. They're all out on their travels, and actually, I think it's Villarreal coming to us, isn't it? Indeed it is. Villarreal coming to us. Some changes to the lineup, as you can see there. Pickford in goal. Also got Allen and Davies and James as the midfield 3, with Jonathan David starting at striker ahead of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. We do still obviously have those options available on the bench should we need them. But fingers crossed we can get victory here against Villarreal, and that will mean that we are comfortably out of this Champions League group stage. Bayern, you expect, will beat CSKA Moscow, so they will close the gap on us, but also overtake Villarreal, and then with CSKA next. So if we sim that and win, then we won't need anything from the game against Bayern on the final group stage day, other than maybe fighting with them for top spot in the group. But depending on what the other groups look like, it might be more advantageous to actually finish second in the group. We'll wait and see at that given moment to try and manipulate the draw in our favour if we can. Or at least the draw for the round of 16 anyway, as it's first seeds versus second seeds. But we are going to have to ensure that we get victory in at least this game or the one against CSKA, and preferably this one, as Villarreal obviously have more points in the group than the Russians. Ismail Assar is in behind here, and we'll look to try and get ourselves a goal to start. But comfortable for the keeper, as Heung-min Son's header, presumably, as the ball was lofted, is straight down his throat. David. Nicely. Allen. Off the bar. Son. Cleared away. Well, we're dominating this game, but we can't find the back of the net. So very nearly, on 2 occasions at least, if not 3, to taking the lead here. And they're in the box. Was he offside there? No, the number 20, Ruben Pena, I think it is, at right back it is. Still onside, and still Villarreal threaten here at the end of the first half to take the lead. keeping possession well on the edge of our box, putting us under real pressure, and eventually we do get a tackle in. Looks like it's going to be 0-0 at the break, unless on the overlap Digne could be played in, and maybe we can get something before that half-time whistle. Here's Tom Davies. Allen it falls to. Tom Davies again. Jonathan David does give us the lead on the brink of half-time. Yes! Now hold on to that and keep a clean sheet, boys. Oh, nicely played. David's in again. There we go. A second for Jonathan David, linking up with the man just on the edge of the box, playing a quick 1-2. It was 1-1 when we played Villarreal in the first game. There have been 2 goals on this occasion, but both for the boys in blue. That should, as they were nearly in to immediately pull it back to a 1-goal deficit again, that should ensure our victory now, and we can make a couple of changes with the game against Brighton this upcoming weekend in mind to ensure that our best players are fit for that, so that we can hopefully continue our mount for a Premier League title as well. That's Jonjo Kenny on the right-hand side. Back into, well, he's got a long way forward there, Dennis Zakaria. There's the third, Tom Davis. That is a win assured and a large step closer to the top of the group stage assured as well. We will sim the game at the end of the month against CSK Moscow as well. We will not need to play that to give ourselves the best possible chance of getting out of the group stage. Things have gone according to plan in this one at least, even if they didn't against City. So, Jonjo Kenny was over there. They have used Jonjo Kenny. Jonathan David on a hat-trick, but plays it back. He's in, and he does have his hat-trick. Jonathan David perhaps wanting to earn a start to play against Brighton. I think after scoring a hat-trick, I can't really deny him that, can I? There's the final whistle. It will be a solid victory in the Champions League. Bayern do beat CSK Moscow. So we should now win the group. I think we should win the group from the position we're in. We certainly will be qualifying with CSK Moscow to come next. That, in theory, should be a pretty straightforward game. As you can see, we're 5 points above Villarreal with only 6 points available now. That's us through. We're not going to only get a point from Bayern and CSK Moscow. That's certainly not happening. Right, so we will jump into this game against Brighton then. And fingers crossed this time, go outright top of the Premier League. Although I don't know who Manchester City have on match day 12. Brighton have Matthew Ryan in goal. They're going 5 at the back. Peresinho, Matt Clark, Tilo Kehrer, Shane Duffy and Bernardo. Baluta and Malumbi in the midfield. Alexis McAllister sat holding with Mateta and Mope as a front 2. So very narrow in the forward area. The 5-2-1-2. I made a couple of changes still. Jordan Pickford retains that starting spot after a clean sheet in the last game. Gabama into the starting lineup with Jonjo Kenny at right back. And Jonathan David does get the start after that hat-trick in the previous game. Son on the left, Pulisic on the right. We aren't in the blue tops and the white shorts on this occasion. It's our away kit. And hopefully a 3-point haul for the away team. Into Baluta to Mateta. It's got runners, one of which is Mope. That's a nice little layoff to Mateta. They've given it away. Gabaman steps in nicely. Right, Iwobi. Just short to Fabian. And there is some space here for Son to break into. Their 5 at the back is certainly turning into a 3 at the back when they attack. I'm going to try and get this back to Son. Hit it first time. Oh, and he should have buried it. No excuse in that scenario from there with just the goalkeeper in front of him for not tucking that in the bottom corner, Heung-min Son. Needs to be better. Needs to be better. Nice little header by Pulisic to Milinkovic-Savic. We'll get that looking for Son. And into Iwobi. And Son again. Tightened the angle. Still committed to taking the shot. Son will deliver this into the box. That's a very good delivery. Bernardo heads it clear. It will fall to Jonjo Kenny. Here's Milinkovic-Savic around the corner. Fabian on his favoured left. Had the space to get the shot away. Driven well and saved well. Digne with the delivery. Win this please, Sergei. He hasn't. Duffy heads clear. We're really pounding on the Brighton door here. Digne will keep that in. Son is short. Lifted into the middle. David is there. And I'm not sure if that was David or Clark that looped that towards Matthew Ryan, but whoever it was comfortable for the keeper to gather. Unfortunately, we'll stay at 0-0. Mope, Mateta's making a run. Fabian stands firm. Solid defensive midfield work there. Son to Iwobi. Nicely by David to Heung-min Son. Trying to find the space. It'll fall to Iwobi here. And Fabian's asked for it. It's going to go to Son. Oh, I tried to play Fabian in. He pointed where he wanted it, right in front of him. Could have taken a shot early on his left foot. Unfortunately, the pass waylaid, and after half an hour, the pressure on Brighton's goal still hasn't seen their backline burst. We stay at 0-0, continually. I was really confident after half an hour that we were absolutely certainly going to get ourselves a goal and win this game. That confidence was still there at half-time as we went in at the break, but as we've now reached the hour mark and haven't yet really created anything in this second half, I'm starting to worry that we won't find a way through. Win that, Luca. It's going to fall kindly for us, and that's come nicely for Iwobi. And maybe the counter-attack is the answer here. Draw them onto us, let them think that they stand a chance, and then go the other way and batter them. Right, Iwobi, he's just kind of run towards the defenders there, if anything. Milinkovic-Savic needs to show strength and can't. Time for a change. Whatever we're doing in this game, it's not working. I'm sorry, Jonathan, I'm going to have to take you off for Calvert-Lewin. And I'm going to bring Alan on for Milinkovic-Savic as well. Just that extra bit of pace in that central role could make all the difference. Win that. Well up, John Joe. Pulisic inside to Iwobi. David is set to come off, but he could. He could. Have a winning part to play before he comes to the bench. Can I keep him on now? I might see if it'll actually let me. I should be able to do it, actually, because it's not been made yet. Right, there we go. We'll keep David on. He scored, and he'll stay on the pitch. We backtrack with our substitute decision. Alan will still come on to help us solidify defensively and still give us those fresh legs in the centre of midfield. But Jonathan David is earning that starting position with a hat-trick against Villarreal and what could turn out to be the game winner in a 1-0 game at Brighton as well. His first goal of the Premier League in his career, let alone this season. Milinkovic-Savic off. Jonathan David stays on the field for now. And we have ourselves finally a 1-0 lead. Valuta fires that into Mope. Nice block. Alan quickly forward. David is here. Oh, he doesn't have the ball. Malumbi has options, one of which is Alexis McAllister. Malumbi back to McAllister again. This is where the fresh legs of Alan are hopefully going to pay off when he's chasing the ball around in midfield there. Bernardo showing great strength against John Joe Kenny, and again to hold him off. Pickford will catch that though. Calmly done, comfortably done. And the counter is on. Pulisic itching to get away. David doing the same. We will find Christian Pulisic here. Try and turn inside and beat the man. He's done well. It's going to go to Iwobi. Oh, tried to roll the defender initially. Looked like he'd been able to do it as well. Iwobi. David just short to Alan and across to Iwobi. And Son under control. And now the game is under control too. A second goal. Rah! 2-0. Game over. 3 points. We're staying top. I haven't seen any word about a Manchester City result yet, but we might be top outright. Brighton could make it a really nervy final few moments, although time is probably ticked down enough now that we will get the victory regardless. And there's the tackle that seals the victory. Fantastic. I was nervous when it was 0-0 after an hour. I was like, are we actually going to be able to finally make the breakthrough? Jonathan David stepped up. He continues his vein of goal-scoring form, which is great. And we'll head into the next game against Arsenal. High on confidence, actually, that we could get a solid result. City haven't played there. Liverpool are about to face Sheffield United at Bramall Lane. As we jump back now, actually, is it Champions League next? No, it is going to be the league game next. And we are. City haven't played yet. Ha! For a minute, I was like, and we are top outright of the Premier League. I mean, technically we are, but only because Manchester City haven't played their next game yet. We've got an international break before the game against Arsenal, so we'll go and play that now, and I shall see you back at Goodison Park. As we're about to see the Arsenal lineup, I can confirm Manchester City 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2. They've lost, and we are top outright in the Premier League. Samuel Umtiti, Gabriel and Pablo Mari through the middle defensively for them. Anderson Talisca alongside Guendouzi, and Divock Origi leads the line for them with El Chuki out wide. Divock Origi, 11 goals in 12 games this season. So far, the league's top goal scorer. That's who we're going to have to keep quiet today. Divock Origi. Jonathan David keeps his starting spot. Pulisic is back in on the right-hand side. Jordan Pickford kept a clean sheet in that game and against Villarreal as well. So 2 clean sheets in a row for Jordan Pickford. No reason to drop him for the previously dropped Gianluigi Donnarumma. They're fighting it out now for that starting spot, as are Jonathan David and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, to be fair. I can't justifiably drop Jonathan David whilst he's still scoring goals. he might have to, Dominic Calvert-Lewin might have to have a similar impact off the bench that Christian Pulisic had that has earned him that starting spot. If Jonathan David isn't performing after an hour or so, then Dominic Calvert-Lewin will get the chance to come on off the bench. And that's the way that people are going to have to force their way into the side now. They're going to have to impress as a substitute to earn themselves the spot in the starting 11, because as a whole, we're still getting results. But I don't want to just play the exact same 11 every single game, because that's unfair on everybody else in the team. So it's in support. Anderson Talisca really isn't a holding midfield. He's thrown himself into the challenge there. Lozano, that was unnecessary. And David looked for Iwobi, and then Pulisic around the outside. Lift it into the middle. Perhaps David can get there. Talisca flicking that away. He isn't a player that you would usually expect to be in that role. Oh, that had Leno scrambling. But I think it was further wide than initially it looked. He scored a similar goal, didn't he, a couple of episodes ago, Son, and that was dipping, and that's why the keeper was scrambling. Only just missed that very top corner. Whew. 18 minutes in. Still 0-0. Oh, and Arsenal getting lucky at the back. Oh, it's not the best of clearances from Leno. Iwobi will just knock that to Sergei. Pulisic is there out wide. Quickly look for David. Help it on to Iwobi. Alex Iwobi in the box. Try to find the top corner when shot power would have been better than shot placement, I think. My mistake. I don't know whether it's been a poor game, Lee Dixon. That's perhaps a bit harsh. I certainly have had some poor finishing. Oh! Until then, I will do the apology. But, wow, that was an emphatic finish from Alex Iwobi. I didn't think I could score from that. I was just trying to get myself a corner, really. At the very best. But, whew, he's cannoned that into the back of the net. A rocket of a shot. Smash. Leno just can't react in time. Everton 1, Arsenal 0. We take the lead at Goodison Park, and in quite some time, you do the apology, and then he goes off and does this. 8 goals so far this season for Alex Iwobi. Let's go. Talisca. Oh, it's good footwork from him to burst forward like that. Guendouzi has options. Here's Willian. Pulisic trying to ensure they don't get it out wide. To Kieran Tierney on the overlap. Working hard here, Christian Pulisic, defensively. Fair play to him. Guendouzi working so hard, Christian Pulisic, that he's won the ball back. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if we're going to have the time remaining in the half to complete this counter-attack. Iwobi could be in again. I'll lift it and hope he's got the pace to get there. Can he beat the defenders to it? He can! Iwobi! Oh! Alex Iwobi against his former team. Arsenal 0. Everton 2. And it's all about Alex Iwobi. Determined to get to that ball, and Leno can't get there first either. Let's go! Big 3 points this. Back to Bellerin. I want to commit too much with Luca Digne because Lozano will see Digne short for pace. Should he be able to get in behind, but as Lee Dixon just said, we are controlling the ball so far in this game, and it is working really well for us. Heung-min Son, try a little... Oh, I was hoping for a back heel, really. But Digne will deliver towards the back post. And what? Oh, nearly. Ever so nearly. An Iwobi hat-trick against Arsenal. Anderson Talisca, oh, just so delayed in actually reacting to the fact that he was getting closed down. It is an Iwobi hat-trick against Arsenal. I'm sorry, but you have to celebrate a hat-trick. I've done the apology twice. I just pressed A for default celebration, and to be fair, when scoring a hat-trick, that's not necessarily as mental as you would imagine that someone would go. But still, 3 for Iwobi, 3 for Arsenal, 10 for him in the league now, and a win for us. Iwobi there. He's set to come off now, having assured his hat-trick. I want to give him the standing ovation that he deserves. Oh my God, he could be in for 4. Oh, nearly. He's just tried to dart back to the right to beat him, Titi. Divock Origi has flicked it on to absolutely no one. Jordan Pickford is looking at 3 straight clean sheets now after Gianluigi Donnarumma's mistake against City and losing that first team spot. Pickford is certainly not wanting to lose it for a second time, is he? It won't be found. Well, go on then. Ah, blocked by Gabriel. Should have made the decision to shoot slightly quicker there. David around the corner. Milinkovic-Savic slow to pick it up, but Iwobi is in space. Could look for an assist. Not going to find it. Try and get... Oh! Sure. Oh! It's 4! Where's your Arshavin? Celebration 4! I mean... I can't tell you what's happened with their number 15 there. I can't explain it. Cracking finish, though. James now coming on for Alex Iwobi, who I was going to give the ovation for a hat-trick. Now he's got 4. He's like, yeah, cheers. Okay, bye. I'll see you later. James going off. Ismail Assar coming on for Pulisic as well. But we are absolutely smacking Arsenal here. And Oswald Donato coming on for Arsenal to try and recover something if they can. Origi might have had 11 goals this season prior to today. Now, with those 4, Alex Iwobi has 11 goals for this season as well. And we're certainly getting 3 points at Goodison Park. Thank you very much. Milinkovic-Savic to Son, to Calvert-Lewin. Oh, space has opened up for Fabian. And Arsenal are about to get an absolute drubbing here at Goodison Park. They just have not defended well at all. We're destroying them here. I didn't expect this sort of result. We can see how Son's run takes the defenders away. And that's why Anderson Talisca just isn't good enough in that deeper role. He had Fabian basically covered. The Spaniard made a run and Talisca was just like, oh, look, there he goes. Oh, he scored, has he? Probably should have chased after him, shouldn't I? Probably, mate. Probably. 5-0 Everton. And we are, well... staying top of the league in quite some fashion. There's the final whistle. 5-star performance. 6 attempts on goal, Alex Iwobi. 4 goals. I think I have to have the Arshavin, that as the thumbnail, really, don't I? Wow, the Alex Iwobi show at Goodison Park. Absolutely incredible performance. Arsenal just not good enough. It's very rare in non-competitor mode, so regular AI, that they don't have any chances on goal whatsoever. In competitor mode, it was actually becoming quite frustrating at how frequently the AI only had at least 1 as a maximum shots, but they've been very good. Well, you saw what Manchester City did to me. They've been very good with the ultimate difficulty so far, in my experience, the AI, but Arsenal just were not at the races there. An off day for sure for them. We will simulate this game now against CSKA Moscow. And with victory here, we will guarantee ourselves, even with a point here, we could guarantee ourselves progression through to the next round. Donnarumma can start in the cup then. Iwobi's 88 rated now. Jeez Louise. Go on then, we'll start with that side. Why not? Sim the match and hopefully get the 3 points that should see us through and maybe top the group as well, depending on what happens between Bayern and Villarreal. Iwobi in the box, still going. Took it past at least 2 there, if not 3. Alex Iwobi looking to set up a goal. Still, we could score from this particular passage of play. Sarr turns on it. Iwobi's in a little bit of space. Sarr taking it past a few players as well now. Calvert-Lewin trying to do the same. I mean, if this pressure doesn't end in a goal, I'll be really annoyed, and it hasn't, unfortunately. Now on the counter-attack, we might end up conceding. Obliakov involved. Oh, we are going to end up conceding. Wow. Alan Zagoev makes it CSKA Moscow 1, Everton 0. That's not necessarily part of the script. Fabian, cross to Milinkovic-Savic. Iwobi forward to Sarr. Davies inside. Through to Fabian, maybe. Son. Yes! A goal at last, finally. No, he's offside. Oh. We haven't gotten ourselves the equaliser. We have gotten ourselves the equaliser, and who else? Jonathan David off the bench immediately impacts the game by getting the assist. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is underperforming at the moment, and Jonathan David is certainly showing him up. Performing really well, the young Canadian. Alex Iwobi performing out of his skin right now. We have ourselves an equaliser at least against CSKA Moscow, although it might yet not be the victory if they keep pressing like this. Need to get it off them and go on a counter-attack. We can't seem to get the ball off them at the minute. So it looks like it's going to be a 1-1 draw. A draw doesn't really do us any favours. It depends what happens. Oh, good save. Depends what happens between Bayern and Villarreal. If they draw as well, then great, we're through. But the top of the table spot is still up for grabs. If Villarreal beat Bayern, then all three would still be available to qualify. Villarreal would still be in the hunt. And it would mean that we would need something against Bayern to ensure that we stay above them. We've got West Brom next. We'll start the next episode with that game. We are 2 points clear at the top of the table, though. City a further point behind, and then a yawn, apparently. And then a drop down to Spurs and Arsenal with Newcastle off the pace. And Chelsea, Manchester United. Chelsea have been awful throughout this whole save, haven't they? Manchester United underperforming so far, down in 8th as well. And in that Champions League group, we are... no, we're definitely through as Bayern beat Villarreal. So avoid defeat against Bayern and we will top the group. We'll have a closer look at those groups before we have that game against Bayern in the next episode, because I don't know, as we need to play it. If finishing second in the... Well, if we're not bothered whether it's first or second, then I can just sim it. And we can concentrate on the league, where obviously we're doing really well right now. So we'll wait and see. But for now... I apparently need to go and take a nap. Apologies. And West Brom will be our next opponents to start the day tomorrow. West Brom and Newcastle, who actually are sat in 6th, and it won't be an easy game. But it was all about Alex Iwobi. 4 goals for him in a 5-star team performance. Getting the win over Manchester... Oh, sorry, no, we didn't win against City, did we? We drew, but we're still top of the table, so that's all that matters. Let's concentrate on that, shall we? Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.